welcome to another episode of She Conquers Dirt, a Bower Power Hour series. Charlene and I have a great guest for you guys today.
Yes, we do, Amos. I'm so excited to welcome Maile Hale. She has quite a King of the Hammers experience that we're going to talk about. And without giving away too many secrets, we're also going to talk about her passions that are pulling her through her schooling right now.
Awesome. I can't wait. Let's bring her on up.
She Conquers Dirt features the stories of incredible off-road ladies associated with Ladies Off-Road Network. Bower Power Hour can be found on YouTube and your favorite podcast outlet. Now buckle up and let's roll.
Okay, let's welcome Maile Hale up. And how are you today? Why don't you give us a little bit about yourself? Give us like your 3-minute bio of what the people need to know about you.
Hi everyone, my name is Maile Hale. I'm a off-road racer. I've raced King of the Hammers, Vegas to Reno, and pretty soon I'll be starting to race short course racing, which is super exciting. I started racing after I broke my wrist on my dirt bike, and that ended my professional martial arts career. I'm now racing with my dad as my co-driver, also alongside the Jesse Combs Foundation as their rookie racer ambassador.
That's pretty cool. Broke your wrist and decided to race vehicles.
Yes.
I like it. I'm a fan.
Take us behind your front door first. So you got any fluffy friends, your family that's hanging out? What are you doing in school?
I have 2 dogs and 2 cats at home. We also have 2 turtles, which is kind of funny. I'm in school currently to get my welding certifications in TIG welding. But I'm also majoring in marine biology and oceanography at Palomar College, and I plan on transferring to UCSD in the next few years, so I'm super excited for that. But also I'm in school and doing my off-road racing, so kind of balancing both, but it's really exciting.
Exciting and busy.
Yeah, definitely really busy, yes.
Okay, so tell us about your dogs and the turtle. Of course the cats, but what kind of dogs? What kind of cats? What kind of turtles? Are there different kinds of turtles?
There are.
We have, I think both of them, one of them's really tiny. It's a little baby turtle. And then we also have a giant, sulcata desert tortoise, and her name is Lucy. And then my dog, Koa, she's a Rhodesian Ridgeback. And then we have a little pit bull named Daisy.
Before we get too far into this, I forgot a second ago. Everybody, if you're following along, please be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, ding, ding, ding. That way you always know what's happening here at the She Conquers Dirt podcast. And now back to Maile. Sorry about that.
And then you have a very supportive family also. So tell us about your family.
Yeah, I do definitely have an amazing support system with my family. As I said earlier, my dad is my co-driver, and that's just really awesome experience because I get to train and pre-run with him and just go make connections through my partners and everything alongside my dad. And that's just really cool getting to do all that with him. But I also have a great support system with my mom, and she's one of my biggest supporters. She helps me record a bunch of my content and all that stuff. And then, my little sister, she's just along for the ride. And I hope I would love her to be my co-driver one day. We've talked about that, so that would be cool.
Oh,
that's exciting.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Why hasn't that happened yet?
She's 15 right now, and she's really busy with high school, and she plays basketball currently.
Okay.
And she's not as into wheeling as I am, but she likes the racing aspect, and we've been teaching her about winching and all that stuff so that she could eventually maybe become my co-driver. So that would be cool.
Cool. Well, let's jump into our first full throttle questions where we get to learn a little bit more about you.
All right. Full throttle favorites, rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
What was your first car?
My first car was a Subaru Crosstrek. Oh, first race car or first car?
Oh, either.
Well, my first race car is still, I guess, my current race car. It's a Yamaha R-Max 1000.
Okay. What is your favorite food?
Sushi.
Mm-hmm. What is your music of choice?
I really like rap music a lot, but I also love rock music, 90s rock.
Okay. Yeah. Are you a prepper or a last minute doer?
I try to be as prepped as I can be, but a lot of the times I end up being really last minute. Like I'll jump in the race car with all my stuff in my hands. So sometimes I'm a little bit last minute.
Excellent. Early morning or late nighter?
Probably late night. I think I thrive well when it's late night, unless I'm super exhausted.
So your first car is a Crosstrek. How did you come to get that as your first car?
So I was very blessed, and my grandparents were able to purchase my first car for me. Um, and they took me to the dealership. I think I was a sophomore, and I got my little white Subaru Crosstrek, and I really love that car. I remember filling when we were prepping for King of the Hammers in 2025, having like stacks of tires in the back of the car with the seats laid down and pipe all the way up to the front. And I used that car. I used it for so many things I probably shouldn't have used it for, but I love that little car.
It sounds like it's no longer with you.
Not anymore. We were able to, and right before Easter Jeep Safari this year, we traded it in for a Jeep Gladiator Mojave. So I'm able to tow my race car around, and that's an awesome car. I love that car so much. I've
Sweet.
taken it off road a bunch, and it's just such a capable car.
All right, well, let's get into King of the Hammers and going racing. Like, at some point in time, you woke up one day and you're like, I want to race King of the Hammers. How did that happen? Like, what even got into your mind that that was a grand idea?
I actually had wanted to start racing for a long time. I've been going to the desert since I was pretty young, and we would just go wheeling and ride dirt bikes or UTVs. And for the longest time, I wanted to race, whether it was like be a rally driver like Ken Block or race F1 or something like that. And I wanted to race, and the opportunity never really arose, especially because I was so busy with martial arts. And when I broke my wrist, it completely stopped me from being able to compete in anything in martial arts. So I ended up at Easter Jeep Safari, I think in 2024. And that really just kick-started my new like life in off-roading and racing. I met Charlene, and I met Dana Wilkie and a bunch of women from the Jesse Combs Foundation. Um, I met Wes from Baja Designs, and he's just such an awesome person. And I really just built these relationships that helped me kickstart my racing career. And that was really cool just for all those doors to be open.
Yeah, so let's go to your martial arts career because I think that that has shaped a lot of your mindset and a lot of your competition mind. So tell us all about that. How'd you get into it and what were some of your successes?
Yeah, so martial arts has definitely shaped me who I am today, and still shapes me and changes me. I was able to go back to martial arts after Hammers in 2025. But I started martial arts when I was 10. I wanted to do it forever because my dad got his black belt in karate, and he was a college wrestler and was just an amazing martial artist, and I had wanted to do it forever. And I finally started when I think in 2017, and I started in Taekwondo, and over the next few years, I earned my first degree black belt in Taekwondo, and then went on to earn my second degree. In that time period, I also earned my black belt in kickboxing and mixed martial arts, and I won multiple state and national titles as well as some world titles too. Never won first in world, but I got second. So we're still fighting for that world championship. But it's definitely a part of who I am, and I love martial arts so much.
And you've been really successful in that zone with those competitions, but how has that related over into now you racing?
I think one of the biggest parts of martial arts that is transferred over into racing is the competitiveness and the discipline to push even when you're not seeing results right away. And I think when you have like a passion for something and you love it and it's just like a part of you, and that's what martial arts is for me, that really just transferred over into racing because I know what it feels like to compete and to win and to lose and push yourself and then see your efforts pay off. And I feel like they're very alike in that sense.
You've taught some martial arts classes as well, right?
Yes. I started with teaching Taekwondo, and that was really fun. But as I began to get more advanced in my MMA and kickboxing training, I started my own classes at my studio in Bonzel under Warrior Martial Arts, which is where I got my MMA black belt under. And I started my own classes, and it was very successful for a while. But when I ended up breaking my wrist, I couldn't really teach anymore. So we kind of had to put those classes on pause for a while. But that was one of my favorite things to do, to be able to train in that practice, but also teach it and bring other people along with me.
Love it. So let's head back to the dirt. It's about the Yamaha RMAX 1000 and the race car that you have going on.
So we originally bought that car for my mom to drive out in Ocotillo when me and my sister and my dad would ride our dirt bikes. And the car kind of became the race car after she decided to take it off this crazy jump, and she like rolled it over on the side. I mean, the car survived that and ended up with nothing wrong. But after that, it kind of became it became my car for the race car. And we got our idea to use that as the race car from Kyle Anderson at Weller Racing. He had the same exact car as mine and won hammers in the UTV Sportsman Naturally Aspirated class. And we built a relationship with Weller Racing, and they've just been very awesome to us and helped us build our RMAX exactly like their winning RMAX. So that was just really cool to see his build and then make ours like that and see them side by side.
So tell us all about this Yamaha RMAX 1000. Like, dig in for everybody, and what does that vehicle look like?
Okay, so the Yamaha RMAX is a 1000cc vehicle, which means its top speed can range from about 65 mile an hour in trail mode, or I mean, we've gotten it up to 85 in sport mode. And then the naturally aspirated aspect of it means that it's pulling air into the vehicle cylinders without the use of a supercharger or a turbocharger.
Nice. And is it a 2-seater or a 4-seater? Or
it's only a 2-seater. This one, it's little. It's like a little ice skate.
little ice skate.
I like that.
So what have you guys done to that vehicle since mom took it off an awesome jump? Like, what have you guys done to that vehicle to race prep it and get it ready for what is coming up as another round of King of the Hammers?
Before the first King of the Hammers I raced in 2025, we completely stripped the vehicle down to the frame. We rebuilt the whole cage and re-welded a cage to meet hammer specifications. We did a modified exhaust as much as we could for our class. We added in a new steering column, new axles, new power steering unit, new sway bar links from Weller Racing. Oh my goodness, so many things. We did new tires and wheels. We also got new A-arms that I welded metal plates on the top and bottom so they didn't get smashed at hammers.
Nice.
We didn't do too many modifications to the car itself, mostly just modifications to make it safe and meet the safety requirements and like the tire requirements and things like that for hammers.
So last year was the first year of King of the Hammers for you. You took on the rookie program. Tell us a little bit about the rookie program and the Jesse Combs Foundation rookie program and how it supported you.
The rookie program was definitely one of the most beneficial things that could have happened to me for racing. I was at a point right before the rookie program where I was going back and forth to whether or not I was going to be able to race because, racing is expensive. And I ended up reaching out to Dana Wilkie and some other women from the Jesse Combs Foundation and just telling them my story and what I planned on doing. and just reaching out to them for help because I knew that they offered scholarships to girls going to school in the trades. And I ended up working with them to create the first ever rookie spot for a Jesse Combs Foundation girl in the rookie program. And we worked together to get my fees covered to be able to race. And I think that was a really big savior to help me be able to race. But the rookie program was just very beneficial because I met people like Bailey Cole and Dave Cole who just were just great mentors to me and just showed me how to push my car and push myself, but also how to build great relationships with people, just to help me to be able to continue to race. And I'm so thankful for that.
So what was something that you pulled out of that rookie program that you would like to share with other people that you was like, oh, that's the moment?
I think one of the big moments from the rookie program, and it might not seem big, but was when we went out on a trail with Bailey, and I think we were in Clawhammer, and there's this big waterfall that I think that stops a lot of people up at Hammers because we were behind a bunch of people that were stopped there at Hammers. And Bailey was like, you just have to go straight up the wall and hammer it and you'll go down right there. And I was like, no, that's not going to work. In this car, we're going to flip over. And he's like, no, you're going to do it, Miley. And so I did it. And I remember just driving straight up the wall, up the side and climbing the wall and then turning my car down into the pit of the first waterfall. And the car just went and it just like was a little billy goat and went right up those two waterfalls. And that was just a crazy moment for me because I realized what I could do and what my car could do. And that was just really cool because I was like, there's no way this is going to work. And it worked.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how does the rookie program work? So you're out driving in that instance, but there's other elements to it as well, right?
Yeah. So the rookie program, when you enroll in that, it starts in around October. They have a few Zoom calls, but then all the rookies meet up at the Off-Road Expo and just get to learn about each other and meet each other. And then there's also other racers that show up, like Johnny Valdez and his family. And everybody just kind of talks about their racing experience and what their plans are. And it's just a really cool introduction. And then you end up going to rookie week or rookie weekend. And it's just a few days of just going out and driving with a bunch of people. And it's just so cool because you get to stay at the ranch and talk to Dave about his experience. And then they invite other racers and other possible partners. And it's just really cool because you not only learn how to drive and how to navigate hammers, but you also learn how to build relationships with partners that could be like lifelong for you. So that's just really cool.
Yeah. That sounds like an amazing opportunity for sure.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. I now have, there was this team that I met in the rookie program. His name's Tommy Thompson with Alliance Steel Racing. And we met them in the rookie program. He started with dirt bikes and went to do snowmobiles and X Games and then short course. And now we're on their race team. We partnered with them and we're on their race team. And it's just so cool to see how far we've come from just being friends in the rookie program to now being on their team and racing with them.
What's something that happened last year during King of the Hammers that you just never would have expected? Positive or vice versa, doesn't matter. Like, you did all this prepping, you did this whole rookie program, and then you're in the middle of it and you're like, I never would have expected this.
I feel like there's so many things that happened. One of the big things was I didn't think I was going to be able to drive the qualifying course in my car. And I was kind of scared because I remember riding up there with Dave and Bailey and I was like, there's no way. This is so scary. How am I going to do this? And then the day of qualifying comes and we signed up anyways to do qualifying and we were second off the line. And as I was doing qualifying, I just couldn't believe it. I wanted to do it, even if just to feel how it felt when they waved the green flag. And I feel like I didn't think that I would be in that car doing qualifying. And it was just crazy, like climbing up the little cliff to the top in between the flags and looking out over Hammertown and then going straight back down on like this crazy hill. It was an insane experience. And that was really cool.
Awesome. I love
That
it.
is
I love
cool.
it. And now you're coming into not your rookie year, right? Like your
Yeah.
second year. And how are you feeling differently this year?
I'm super excited for this year. I'm way less scared. Not that I was very scared, but there was a lot more like adrenaline and unknown last year for the race. And now that I've done it once, I'm just so excited and I can't wait to just get out on the race course and just talk to my partners and talk to my friends that I see out there. And after doing it once, I'm just excited to be out there and be around all the people out there and the energy that Hammers has. And I'm just so excited to go racing again.
Nice.
Do you feel like you're more prepared? Would that be a
Yes.
word?
Yeah, I definitely feel a lot more prepared this year. We've definitely broken a lot more parts since last Hammers, but I just feel more like I have a bigger sense of confidence than I did last year.
Is there anything you're going
Yeah.
to do different this year that you learned from last year?
I think one of the big things that we already are doing and partially did on the car that was different from last year is we knew that we should have upgraded our suspension or at least got it tuned before Hammers, but that was the one thing we weren't able to do. And that really affected the car. So, one of the first things we've done this year when updating the car is we updated our suspension to Fox 2.5s. And we also upgraded our power steering unit, which was what locked up and lost us the race. So, those two things I think will make a huge difference in our race this year.
What type of training program are you on? What do you do in order to get ready for a race like this?
I always try to exercise every single day. And I mean, recently I've been insanely busy with school, but I've been training a lot more in martial arts. I'm also trying to test for my second degree in MMA and then my third degree in Taekwondo. So I've been training a lot, and I think the martial arts aspect of training is not like many other things. So that has just kept me in great shape. And I remember prepping last year for Hammers and doing extra work, like lifting extra weights and stuff, and then driving the race and finishing it and next day like not really being sore at all. And I was like, "Oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be." So I think just, I mean, I go for walks every day and I try to train my martial arts every day, even if it's just a little bit of boxing. So just doing all that really keeps me happy and healthy and feeling great about the race.
So you did bring up some other types of racing, not just King of the Hammers that we have coming up right now, but desert racing and short course racing. So what intrigues you? What are you looking forward to? What do you got coming up?
I am looking forward this next upcoming year to start doing more short course racing with Alliance Steel Racing. They have their own little short course program or I guess series up in Washington. They have friends that run short course up there. So I'm really excited to start doing that. I also have talked a little bit to Corey Weller last time I saw her about her short course racing, and I just think that's such a cool thing to do. I'm also looking forward to more desert races. I did race Vegas to Reno in 2025, and that was just such a cool race. To be able to be the co-driver for that, and I would love to race it again, being the driver. That would be awesome. Um, as much as I love the rocks and I love hammers because it's just such a cool race, I can't wait to expand what I'm doing in racing and do more different types of racing.
I love it. Would you stay in the same car, in the same style car? Are you looking at different cars in the future? Just curious.
So we are definitely looking at different cars. Right now we're um trying to work and figure out how to get possibly another UTV that's more desert prepped because the RMAX isn't necessarily a desert car, even though it's great in the rocks. It's not really a desert car. Um, so yeah, definitely I'm open to co-driving for people or just trying to get another car. Just really open to anything. I don't want to close any doors. So whatever I can race, I'll race, and I love it. So.
Nice.
So you're going to school for welding, you're going to school for fabricating. Are you also working at the in your shop on your own vehicles? Or are you and your dad doing the prep work together, or how is all that working out?
We are doing the prep work currently for the RMAX. Um, we've been working with Alliance Steel to try and both help each other and figure out how we can prep the cars as soon as we can so we can get out and do more pre-running. The car prep for the RMAX is kind of crazy as of right now because we just broke another part. But yes, we'll be prepped soon.
But isn't that the good news? Like, let's break it now, not when we're actual on the race. Isn't that the goal?
Yes, exactly. I would much rather break it now and have to deal with it now than at the race.
Well, how about we roll into a set of questions, full throttle questions?
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Let's do our second full throttle rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
Excellent. What instantly stresses you out in a race?
I mean, when something's broken, but I think one of the most stressful, I don't get very stressed out when I race, but I think the most stressful thing I've experienced in a race is the desert section when there's cars passing you that are way faster. And I think that, I mean, it can get dangerous really fast. I've seen multiple cars crash at Hammers just in one race. So I think that's probably like the scariest thing.
What one word describes your driving style?
Kind of dangerous because I always like to push it, but at the same time, I only have one car. I don't want to break it.
Okay. Riding the edge, maybe? Riding the edge?
Yeah, let's say that.
Okay. Do you have a pre-race ritual that you have to stick to?
I honestly, I don't think so because I love just listening to music before a race and just sitting down and like chilling myself out. But after competing for so many years, I kind of just want to like wake up and go. Like I just want to get up and go race. I remember Vegas to Reno was so weird for me because we didn't hit the line until like 1 p.m. That's when our class started off the line. And I was like, this is so weird. I've been up for hours.
If you could design any part with no budget limit, what would it be?
So I think that it would be, I think it's called a Cavalier system for, I think suspension. We have a 47 Willys build that we're working on with Yukon Gear and Axle and some of my other partners, and we want to do, I think it's called a Cavalier setup in the rear, and I think that would be really cool to use CAD to design that. So hopefully we get to do that. That would be really exciting.
Oh, fun. Who would you want to race again in your dream 3-vehicle race?
I would want to race Bailey Cole. I would want to race probably like Kyle Cheney and like Lauren Healy because they win. I want to race people that win because I feel like that would be cool. Like maybe not in the RMAX because it's not as fast as their cars, but I feel like that would be really cool to race people that are always winning. And I mean, try to beat them because that's what I would love to do.
So let's go to the Willys 47 build, right? And the Cavalier suspension setup. So
yeah, it has the coilovers and then it has a thing that like brings the axles. Like it's really confusing. Like I haven't fully comprehended it, but me and my dad were looking at someone that did this setup on one of their cars and it was just really cool. And I feel like if we were able to kind of figure out how to design that with the Willys, and I might not have it fully right what I'm saying, but I feel like that could be really cool.
Yeah, no, you're on the right line. So the 47 Willys, is that the wagon, or tell us all about this build?
So we have a little white, it's like a pearly white 47 Willys, and we took it out to Easter Jeep Safari in 2025 and ended up breaking it really bad. Like it doesn't drive anymore. And Lori Cox ended up having to tow us all the way out of Hell's Revenge. And that was kind of scary. That was really scary actually, being towed out in that little thing. but we're going to be working with, as I said, Yukon Gear and Axle to just fully rebuild everything. We're going to take the body off of the car and we're going to four-link it, and we might extend the roll bar and I'm going to weld it. So I'm just super excited to just do this build, and we're trying to figure out how to market it on social media and just get a lot of traction off of it. Because, I mean, as much as I love racing, I love wheeling too. So I'm excited to see how this build goes.
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. And then I really like your concept of racing against the winners, right? Like, how can you be better? Well, you push yourself to be better by racing the winners, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's how I compete in martial arts. That's how I train in martial arts. I would rather lose to someone who wins all the time and train against the people who win all the time, because then how am I going to get better?
What is your hell yeah moment so far in this off-road space, between racing or wheeling or building or whatever? It doesn't matter. Like, what's your moment where you're like, hell yeah, that just happened?
There was this okay, so it's kind of funny too, but we were on Sunbonnet. We were with a few friends on Sunbonnet, and the sun was starting to set, and there was this one pinch point, and one of my friends, they were like, I don't know if we can get through that because their car was wider, and they're like, we might just want to winch around it. And I think they ended up going through it and getting through. But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go through it first. And I went through this obstacle in Sunbonnet, and my car went right through because I have a tinier car too. But that was kind of really cool because I had the least souped up car out of all of them, and I got through that obstacle. And I mean, that was just a really cool experience to just be able to be like, you know what? We might not make it through this obstacle, but we're going to do it anyways. So that was cool.
And then at the other end of the spectrum, what was that moment that was like the low of the lows, challenging? Now you figured out the lesson from it, right? But at that point, you're like, this is the low. And then what was the lesson that you learned?
I think when we first brought our car out for rookie weekend, we had talked to Kyle Anderson. He's like, the stock axles on the Yamaha R-Max are prone to breaking pretty easy in the rocks. And I kept that in mind. I was thinking about it, and we were on this trail with all the rookies. There was a ton of people, and I ended up turning my wheel too far. And he told me, don't turn your wheel too far. You'll break an axle. And I turned my wheel too far, and we got stuck, and I just busted an axle. And I was like, this is a bummer. Like, we still have a day or two left in rookie weekend, and I can't wheel this car anymore. And we don't have our new axles yet. And I think that was a really big bummer, but I haven't broken an axle since then. I haven't broken any axle. So, well, actually, I might have broken another one, but that was a different problem. That was a different issue. But I think that was a big moment of like, this is a bummer. But it's okay now. We didn't break any in the race. That's what counts.
Yeah.
Does his voice live in your head now when you're turning that wheel, not to turn it all the way?
Oh my gosh, all the time. I'll be like, even going up like Chocolate Thunder, or it's either his voice in my head or my dad's like, Miley, you turned the wheel too much. And I'm like trying to turn it back. But the axles we have Demon axles right now, and those are like insane. Like even when we lost power steering and I was like ripping the wheel to the side and I couldn't turn it, like they didn't break. So the axles we have now are great, but it's now always in the back of my mind to not break an axle.
Nice. So how is it having your dad as a co-driver? Like, what's the communication style in there? Or do we even want to know?
I actually love having my dad as a co-driver because, well, first of all, I mean, I think we have great communication. I think me and my dad have great communication, like during the race or wheeling, but I can also be like, Dad, what are you doing right now? Or he can be like, Miley, what are you doing? Because like, it's me and my dad. Like, I'm not going to say that to like some random person. I mean, Bailey will say that to me too. Be like, Miley, what are you doing? But I really love having my dad in my co-driver's seat. It's just really cool to be able to do it with my dad. But I think we've also come up with just like a really good communication style for racing. And like King of the Hammers 2025, we didn't have like Bluetooth comms for outside of the car. So we were using hand signals the whole time, and it worked great for us. So I think that we've actually come up with just great style of communication just for wheeling in general because of being put in those situations because of hammers.
Why don't you explain the Bluetooth communication? Because I think somebody that may not understand what that means, and especially as they look forward to watching King of the Hammers and understanding people out of the car all the time, how that's a benefit.
Yeah, of course. So currently in our car, we just have comms that plug into our helmets and connect to the radio system. But when you're outside of the car, and not just in pre-running, but especially during the race, and it's loud and you have cars driving past you super fast and you're trying to get up a crazy obstacle, it's very beneficial to be able to hear your co-driver and not just have them like signing for you to put the winch in. So I think the Bluetooth connection is just very beneficial. So you're not having to yell across like 50 feet to your driver, and you can just hear each other. And I think it's a lot less stressful too, an already stressful and high pressure situation, to be able to have the Bluetooth comms.
For sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one for sure. Let's go to school for a second. So we'll make it awkward. How old are you?
I'm 18. I just turned 18 in October.
You got through high school. Now you're doing college. Tell us more about your college. And I mean, you have these rad goals. I'm so proud of you. So tell us all about
I actually took a lot of college classes in high school, which was mainly to just help boost my GPA, but also just to get some classes out of the way. But currently, my first semester in college has been kind of hard. I've had some rough teachers I've had to deal with, and I've been taking mostly online classes so I could go and race and go and do like martial arts and all this stuff. So it's mostly been online classes. And I've definitely had some hard teachers, especially for the core classes I need for my degree, which is kind of a bummer. But but my welding class at Palmar, I have one of the best teachers I've ever had. And I mean, out of probably all the teachers I've had, even in high school and middle school, and I just have an amazing welding teacher. And he's also an off-road racer, him and his son. And he's just been super cool to me. And we talk about racing all the time. And I've learned a ton about welding from him. So I think that's probably one of the best, my favorite parts of going to school here, is being able to be in the welding program, but also be able to pursue those welding certificates while pursuing my other educational goals is really cool. I mean, I love to learn. I love school. Even though I might have a little too much going on, I do love school. So
You have a lot going on.
yeah.
So do you see yourself as a fabricator in the future, or are you really going after oceanography, or what are we doing here?
I definitely see myself as a fabricator, but not necessarily as for like owning my own like shop and in running like a full-scale business, because I do want to be able to, as I get older, I want to be able to grow up and have a family and still be able to race and do the things I love and work in oceanography. But I'm more so doing the fabrication just because I love welding. I really enjoy it. But so I can work on my own car, and that's one of the things where I know if my car breaks and something can be welded, I know that I can weld it. And I would love to have a job in welding, but career wise, I don't know if I see myself doing that.
Good. Fair enough, right? Fair enough. Yeah. So you were a dirt biker before you were a racer. And so your family's always kind of been in the dirt. But if somebody's listening right now, they're motivated by your story, what would be some key tips that you would give them of how to break into racing, or how to break into the off-road industry, or how to help with their path?
First of all, one of the biggest things my dad always tells me is, don't despise the times of small beginnings. And like, I always think about that because sometimes it takes a while for things to happen. And sometimes it's nice to enjoy like just starting out and like growing your career and growing your brand and growing yourself. And I think that's just a really cool time to be in. But also, one of the things that like I've told myself is, sometimes you just have to do it anyways. Like, even if it might fail, or even if you don't know what you're doing, it's not going to happen unless you go do it anyways and go try to do it. So I think that's one of the biggest things, is just go say hi to that person. Just go talk to that person. Just go try and climb that waterfall. Like, just go do it and do what you can.
I like it. One of our girl traits is like we have to have everything understood before we go try it, right?
Yeah.
And like I love your statement of start something without being fully prepared. Just go for it.
Yeah. And sometimes I even tell myself, like, I don't think I should do this. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, even in welding, we'll be doing something and I'm like, I feel like I should not be the one handling this machine. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. But then I just go do it. And then I learn a lot more by just forcing myself to do it. And I feel more accomplished after that instead of just waiting to do it.
Awesome. Love the motivation. So what's your next goal? What's your next big goal? What do you got on the list? Tell us all about it.
My next big goal in racing, I mean, I want to win hammers. I feel like that's like the biggest goal I have in racing, is I would love to win hammers. And realistically, I think in my class, in the naturally aspirated sportsman class, that I do have a shot at winning hammers. And I think that's my biggest goal right now, is I would love to win, or at least I want to place in hammers. I want to finish the race and I want to place in hammers. And that's pretty big for me. And I know that so many people race hammers and don't place or don't win, but I'm going to set that goal anyways, because I look at competition like I want to compete to win. So I think that's probably my biggest goal I have right now.
I think a lot of people are afraid to set that high goal, right? So props.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's exciting. Well, we're going to be there cheering you on, girl. We got you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm super excited for this year. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, we'll be there at the finish line too.
Yeah, I'm going to make it to the finish line this year.
You're going to make it. She's going to make it to the finish line. Yeah, to see you at the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's always part of the goal, right? You first must finish to win.
Yep, exactly.
Awesome. Well, let's roll into our next set of full throttle questions.
Let's do our final full throttle rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
What race is still on your bucket list?
I want to race the Baja 1000. I know it's super long. After racing Vegas to Reno, I was like, oh my goodness, this was like 15 hours of racing, but I would love to race the Baja 1000.
Love it. What co-driver trait do you value the most?
A mentally strong co-driver that can keep me in check and keep themselves in check while we're racing.
What do you think is your super secret power on the course?
Some people look at my car and it's like a super tiny car that doesn't really look like a Hammers car, but that car can fit in between a lot of rocks. It can fit in between so much stuff.
I like it. What is the best advice you have ever gotten?
The fact that you judge yourself more than other people are. So just go do it. Like I was saying earlier, I feel like me personally, like I'll stop myself from wanting to do things because I'm a little bit scared or a little bit worried that someone might not want to talk to me or something like that. And I think just you're more scared of it than like other people don't care as much as you care. So I think just going to do it and pushing yourself.
If your racing career had a theme song, what would it be?
The song I came up with, because it was funny, it might not apply all the way, but was the Kung Fu fighting song on what I can't remember what the movie's called. Kung Fu Panda, the Kung Fu fighting song. I don't know why, but I love that song, and I feel like that applies.
I see that in you. What is the next skill you want to master?
I want to become an amazing TIG welder. That is the next skill I really just want to be great at, is TIG welding.
So what draws you in about the Baja 1000? Like, why is that on your bucket list?
I think because I've seen, I've read so many stories about like people that like, I remember reading a story about a kid that traveled down to Baja to do the race, and he had his dirt bike and he sold the race all by himself, and I think he was from like Australia or something, And I don't remember how old I was when I heard that story, but I was like, that's so cool. And I think just like the grit and determination you have to like do that race, especially to solo it. And I'm like, just looking at, I'm like, that's cool. Like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
I think that's why.
Yeah, that guy, it was a 2023 and he flew over, bought a dirt bike in San Diego, went down, raced it, and all by himself. And it was all by himself, but he did have a friend. This is what a lot of people don't realize is he did have a friend that was pitting for him
Yeah.
along the way. So it was two of them that came over, but he soloed the whole thing. And it was quite the story, wasn't it? That
Yeah.
was definitely
I remember my
inspirational.
dad telling me that, and I was like, that's so cool. Like, I want to go do that race.
Having a mentally strong co-driver, I absolutely agree with, right? Like that's a trait that a lot of people don't understand is part of that co-driver is keeping the driver in line.
And that's what I learned after being the co-driver for Vegas to Reno is we were in the car for like 15 hours. And not only did I mean, I had to keep myself awake too because I was tired, but I had to keep myself awake and alert and strong, but also make sure my driver was awake and alert and strong, and because they have to adapt to all the things I'm telling them. So I think having someone in your co-driver seat that just knows how to do that is just very important.
And what's your favorite seat, co-driver or driver?
I loved co-driving. That was such a cool experience and I would do it again, but I love driving. I don't think many things beat that.
So we're getting towards the end and we have 3 questions that I've been asking consistently so we can see how everybody organizes themselves. But is there some way that you keep track of your to-do lists? All your lists, all the things that you have going on, like you got a lot going on. What's your pro tips? How do you do it?
So I actually in my notes app, I have a pinned note that says like goals, and it's not real. It's more to do than goals. But I have the things I have to do daily, every single day, no matter what, and then the things I know I have to do weekly, and that changes weekly, and then the things I have to do monthly, and I open that note on my notes app every single day, and it really just helps me like stay in check of like what I have to do. And then I also use my reminders app and it has like a lot of the same stuff on there. But I think just seeing it in a list and then being able to be like, okay, I need to do ABC, I think that helps me a lot.
People that put their goals down are way more likely to accomplish them.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Agreed. Do you have something that's a routine for the day? Like you wake up in the morning and you do this. Do you have something in the afternoon? Like whatever. Is there some kind of a routine that you're set in?
The main routine I have every day is no matter I mean, if there's like something insane that happened during the day that might not happen, but the main thing I do every day is I get up in the morning and before I take my sister to school, right after I wake up, I try to go for a long walk. So no matter what other training I do throughout the day, I can go for a walk in the morning on my property.
Cool. So are you going for a long walk or is it like,
Like a
are
long
we
walk.
talking a mile,
I
10 miles,
I try to go
half a
for like
mile?
40 minutes. I try to go for like 30 to 40 minutes on a walk and just like listen to a podcast and just like have like something that I just get to do by myself in the morning before I actually have to go and do stuff for the day. So I've been doing that lately because sometimes I'll get up in the morning and then I'll be gone all day and not have time to go and train how I need to. So,
What kind of podcast do you listen to?
um, one of my favorite podcasts that I've been listening to is Emma Chamberlain's podcast. I really like listening to her podcast because it just feels like I'm listening to one of my friends talk, and it's not something that I need to like listen to and like try and hear like every single thing she's saying. So I like listening to that because it's just like calming and like chill.
And then how do you shut your brain off at night? How do you finally go to sleep?
I do have a hard time falling asleep sometimes, but I think at nighttime, like I have like a little like music thing in my room, like the little kid like diffuser music things. And when I put that on at night, it's just like sounds, like it's just like a little music sound that you could like play on Spotify or something, and that helps me fall asleep like right away.
Nice. Like
I don't know
signals your
why.
brain.
It might
Bedtime.
make me sound like I'm like a little kid, but it does help me fall
Oh.
asleep.
I have a white noise machine. Same thing. When I turn it on, my brain's like, oh, it's time to go to sleep.
Yeah, see it. I like it a lot.
We're about at the top of the hour, and that's when we start shutting things down. So I'd like to remind people again, please subscribe, hit the notification button so you know what's going on here at the podcast, the She Conquers Dirt podcast, and be sure to stay until the end for the giveaways. And Maile, we thank you so much for sharing your time with us and your stories. Is there any last things that you would like to say? Who are your sponsors? Where can we find you? All those good things.
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Maile.Hale. It's both the same. I only have those two active social media accounts. Some of my, we could talk about sponsors on here. I'm happy about that because I have some people I really like.
Yes, please.
My sponsors are super important to me and they mean a lot to me. Just want to say thank you to PRP, Baja Designs, Warren and Factor 55, of course, the Jesse Combs Foundation, Weller Racing, Spy Optics. You guys are awesome. Chuck from Pro Eagle, thank you so much for supporting me. There's many more. I'm not going to say everybody right now, but I just want to say thank you to everybody who supported me. You guys mean a lot.
Awesome. Yeah, none of us get to where we are without help, right?
Yeah,
Amazing.
100%.
All right. Thanks for those sponsor highlights. And thank you again for your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be able to come on here.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Thank you, Maile. You're awesome as always. And if you want to grab more perspectives from other amazing ladies on She Conquers Dirt, a Bower Power Hour episode, make sure you go check it out. And we will see you all next time.
Get an entry into our week of giving by watching. One entry per episode, must complete the form and click submit. Check out this next episode. It's pretty exciting too.